Okay, hi everybody. I'm going to do another short practice, about 30 minutes, and this one's going to be Mandala Namaskar. So Mandala is a circle and Namaskar is salutations. So we're going to be going all the way around our mat, be leading one way with one leg to make the circle, and then going back the other way, and then building the different layers of that circle. So we'll be going around a few times, using, our warriors as the base. So we'll be going through, a warrior one, warrior two, in a crescent sequence. First one will be adding in a little bit of a flow, just to start by warming up the body. There's some folds in there, and if we have time at the end, we'll come into a little bit of twisting as well. So let's start up at the top of your mat or your space, and take a moment. You can have your hands together at heart center, just down to your sides, and take a breath in here and then out. And do that again. Feel your feet rooting, getting tall through the spine and the top of your head. One more breath right here. Coming into, we'll take 3 sun breaths. So it's like half of a sun salutation. We'll inhale the arms up, gaze might go up. And then exhale, folding at the waist and hinging forward over the legs. Taking a halfway lift to extend the spine. You can prop on your legs. And then exhale, simply fold back over the low body. You can soften the knees. Inhale brings you all the way back up again, arms overhead, and then hands to heart center. So we're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. These are also little circles that we're making. Halfway lift, and then fold. 1 more time, back up. And this time right away, exhale, fold forward. Take your halfway lift, shoulders back, and fold. Reach all the way up again, protecting the spine. And then hands into heart center. So we're going to build on that and come into a few sun salutation A. Inhale to reach up. And then exhale, fold forward. Take your halfway lift again. This time planting your hands, stepping back, high to low or no plank. Inhale to lift your chest strong through the legs. And then exhale, hips go high. Taking a breath in here. And then out. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath here. As you exhale, soften the knees, look forward, and come to the top or feet to hands. Halfway lift and fold. Reach all the way up again. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift for a full breath in, and then plant your hands and exhale as you lower down. Inhale, heart lifts, legs are strong. And then exhale, hips go back. Take a big breath in. And a breath out. Inhale. Exhale, you can soften your neck. Head can do yes and no movements. 1 more breath in here. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Look forward and come to the top of your mat. Take your halfway lift. Fold. I'm going to do 1 more sun A, Surya Namaskara A, reach up, and then exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, long spine, and then plant your hands high to low or no plank. Inhale, lift armpits back. Exhale, hips go high. Take 1 breath in, and then out. Look forward, walk, step, hop, top of the mat. And then fold forward. Okay, reach all the way up. And hands come into the heart. From here, we're going to step the right foot back coming into a warrior one. So we're going to keep the torso squared forward. You can keep your hands at heart center or reach them up for just a couple of breaths. So we're going to spend about 3 breaths in each posture. Okay, from here, clasping your hands behind you. If that doesn't work, you can take forearms. We're going to try to lengthen the arms away, so lifting the chest without arcing the back. And you can stay here or humble your warrior, so coming forward as the hands pull away from the body. Take a breath in and then out. And one more here, pull that navel in, legs are strong. And then we're going to come back up. You're going to bring your hands onto your hips and turn your left foot to face the long side of your mat. So the right toes are also in slightly, setting up wide-legged forward fold. You can keep your hands clasped behind you or on the hips, elbows and shoulders back as we fold forward. So long spine, you can stay halfway or coming all the way forward. Hands might come down the legs or towards the floor. Take a big breath in to lengthen your spine, and then exhale, fold it forward. Coming up halfway, hands come back to the hips and standing back upright. Here we turn the right toes to the back of the mat, revisiting that warrior one. So we're trying to turn to face the back of the mat. Hands can stay or reach up for your Virabhadrasana one. Back leg is strong and there's a lot of depth happening in that front leg. Pulling in and up with the low belly, hands can clasp behind. Inhale to lengthen and then stay or humble your warrior for 3 breaths. Keep the hands actively pulling away, shoulders squeeze. On the last breath, we're going to release the hands to either side of that front foot. Swivel up that back heel, step back into a plank pose. Take a breath in, and then exhale to lower. Inhale, pull the heart up, use your legs, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward and step your feet up to your hands, so you'll be at the back of your mat space, halfway lift, and then fold. Reaching all the way up overhead and hands to heart. So we're going to continue turning the same way around the mat, stepping again back with that right leg. So we're still leading with the right leg, coming into our warrior one again. So this sequence is sort of in quarters. We do the same thing and then we do it on the way back. Clasping your hands behind you. Inhale to lengthen the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades, humble your warrior. Breathe in to lengthen. Exhale, you might come in towards or beside that front thigh. Try to pull the left hip back as you push down with that right foot. One more breath. And then use your strength. Come on back up. Hands come to hips, turning towards the long side of your mat. So the left toes will turn in. The right toes are also in slightly forward fold. So again, hands on hips or clasp behind you as you lengthen your spine. And lengthen all the way down to the floor. So the head is heavy. It's a natural traction for your spine. We're getting really long with the spine, long with the breath. Take one more inhale here. Hands can release to the floor, to the hips, to the legs. Inhale halfway, and then all the way up. Completing this side, we turn the right foot to face the front, twisting over to find that warrior one here, leading with that right side. Take a breath in, and a breath out. One more. And then clasping the hands behind, humble warrior on this right side. Reach it back, lengthen, and then coming forward if that's where you're going. Maybe the head drops, maybe the gaze goes towards that back foot. Let's take one more breath here. And again, releasing hands to either side of that front foot. Swivel up off that back heel, step back to your plank pose. Take a breath in, and then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze even the heels together, and then back into your downward facing dog. Looking to the hands, walk, step, hop feet to the top where we started, lengthen the spine, and fold. Coming all the way up, and then hands to heart. Okay, so we just made our way clockwise around our mat, came back to where we started. We're going to do that again, building our circle the other way. So this time leading with the left leg. Bring your hands into your heart. Take a breath here. Center. Step your left foot back. Find your warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. So the front leg bends, hands can stay at heart center, or maybe they reach up. Maybe your gaze goes up for a breath. And then hands can clasp behind, perhaps interlacing the other way. Inhale to lengthen the arms and the chest. Option for your humble warrior. Breathing. One more here. Okay, using your core and your legs coming back up to where we started, warrior one. Hands can stay clasped behind you. We're going to straighten the front leg. Turn to face that long edge of your mat. Lengthen the arms and the spine and find your forward fold again. You can always release your hands down to the floor, to your legs. Breath in. And then breath out. Long, strong spine coming up. And all the way to stand. Left toes face the back. Warrior one again. You might just keep your hands clasped behind you for your humble warrior, or you can lengthen your arms up. If and when you're ready, folding forward. So lots of support from that front body for the back. Pulling the left hip back as you come forward. Take a big breath in, anchor that back foot. And then release your hands either side of that front foot, popping the back heel, plank pose. Breath in and lower. Lifting the heart and then the hips. One breath. And then looking to your hands, bring your feet up to meet you there. Take a halfway lift. Fold. Coming all the way back up, so we're facing the back of the mat, and we're completing this by stepping the left foot back, coming in to that warrior one again, so arms can be up or behind, balancing it out, so both sides here, and then humble forward. And breath in, breath out. One more. Using your core coming back up. So we're going to straighten that front leg, pivot on that foot to face the long edge of the mat. Hands can stay clasped or they can release. We want the long spine first and then folding forward. Breathe. Each time you breathe out, the hands are pulling further away from the body. One more. Release the hands to the hips, come up halfway. We're going to turn those front toes, so you can bring your hands to the floor. Turn the front toes to the top of the mat and step up to where we started. Okay, take your halfway lift. Fold. Reaching all the way up. And then hands to heart. So we just completed our first circle around one way, back around the other way. We're going to be doing that again, this time with a warrior two sequence, so a little more standing strength. Bring your hands into heart center, take a breath. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Stepping your right foot back, so a little bit of a longer stance, warrior two. We are now facing the long edge of the mat. Okay, adding the arms. Being really steady with the feet, so front toes forward, back toes might be in 45 degrees. exalting or reversing the warrior. Back hand can support on that leg or tuck around and behind. Take a breath in and then come back to your warrior two and visit extended side angle. Reach forward. So we want to lengthen the under ribs. Elbow might find thigh. Hand might find the floor or a block. And then option, kind of opening those ribs to maybe lift the arm up or overhead. Okay, we're going to bring this into a triangle pose. If it works for you to straighten that front leg and lift, you might come slightly out of the pose to get a bit longer of a spine. Take one more breath here. You're going to look down and pull yourself back up. So you're going to come right into goddess pose. We're shortening the stance perhaps a little bit to have both the heels in, toes out. Arms can come up, pushing the hands out. So we are facing the long side of the mat in a goddess pose. The knees are tracking out. The tailbone is going under. Let's take one more breath. Okay, we're going to come right up that 5-pointed star into our warrior two. Right toes point to the back. Left heel might swivel back, still facing the side of the mat with the torso, and then reverse your warrior. Be really committed in the legs, so we're getting a nice opening along the front line of the body, coming back to your warrior two, and then extended side angle. Lengthen and either support, or maybe there's some space to deepen the pose. We want to be opening, breathing, and coming into your Utthita Trikonasana triangle pose, either straightening that front leg or coming out slightly to find your long spine. Okay, looking down, you can bend your front leg. We're going to step the back foot up to meet that front foot. So you're going to come right into a chair pose. The seat stays low. Hands can come to thighs or maybe they come to heart center. Two more breath in and out. Soften your jaw if you can. Okay, coming back to stand. Continuing this circle around, we're going to step back, nice wide stance with that right leg coming into our warrior two. Take a breath. Soften the shoulders. Exalt the warrior. And breathe. One more here. Coming back to warrior two, extended side angle. Your choice to support or whatever works for you today. You might even be binding half or full. And then moving that into the triangle pose for three. Try to open the hips, stacking that top hip, tucking the bottom. Softening the neck, so perhaps looking down and bending that front leg. Come back up. Shortening the stance slightly, making your way into your goddess pose. Dropping the seat, lifting the chest. We want to be really almost tucked under with that pelvis, pushing out actively with the arms. And then back to stand. Right toes turn. Right leg bends, warrior two. Virabhadrasana two. Flipping your front palm, reversing your warrior, either looking up at your top hand or maybe down at your back foot. Use your core, come back up, and extended side angle. So we want to extend the whole top line of your body, which is the left side. And then coming into triangle pose, straightening that leg, maybe the top arm, spine. And then looking down, soften your right leg. You're going to kind of swivel over and step up with the left. Chair pose for three. For two, use the strength of the legs and then coming back up to stand. So we're going to reverse that with the same warrior two sequence, this time starting by stepping back with the left leg. Okay, opening up, nice long wingspan, softening where you can, exalting the warrior. Okay, coming back up, revisiting, extended side angle. And then into your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Softening the neck to come up from that triangle pose, maybe that front leg, making your way into goddess. So facing alongside of your mat for 3, for 2, last breath here. Straightening the arms and the legs, turning the left toes. We want that right heel back, left toes to face the back, warrior 2. And exalt your warrior, reaching up and back. So almost trying to turn that right lung up towards the ceiling as you lengthen the left side. Back to warrior 2, reach forward, and then come into your extended side angle. Okay, from here, triangle pose. We're going to straighten that front leg, lift open, think about stacking the hips, the shoulders, the hands, and then looking down, softening, stepping up into that chair pose. Right foot meets the left, seat down, heart high. Reach the bum back, so there's some support from the core. Last breath, and then back to stand. Completing the side, stepping back with the left foot into that warrior 2. Soften the shoulders. And then exalt the warrior, reaching up, reaching back, making space, right? We're revisiting here. So there's a little bit more space, perhaps each time. Coming forward, extended side angle. Being able to breathe is a great indicator of how you're doing in the posture, moving into triangle pose, straightening that front leg, opening and lengthening. One more breath. Looking down, coming back up through center, goddess pose, heels in, hands out, really active push with the arms, the forearms, drawing the shoulder blades together and sort of cinching that low belly. Back up to stand. Last time here, warrior 2. So the left toes forward, that right heel goes back. Strong in that back leg. Okay, exalt the warrior. One more breath. And then last time coming forward to that extended side angle. And then triangle pose, so lengthening, straightening your limbs, your spine, your breath. Okay, looking down, you can plant your hand, stepping back up to the top, so into your chair pose for 3 breaths. And now hands at heart center, maybe they lengthen up. One more. And then hands to heart. Okay, so we've done a few little circles. I think we'll do one more. So moving into crescent lunge, we're going to step back with that right foot. You can have your hands at heart center the whole time if that works for you. You can also reach them up overhead, hands together or apart, but soften through the shoulders. Bring a little more awareness to that low belly area. Okay, from here we're going to bring hands down. So if you want, you can take a moment and have that back knee down. So we're in a low lunge. We want a long spine. Going to swivel. So we're going to keep the left foot where it is, but drop that back heel and kind of swivel over. So we're going to bend the right leg, straighten the left. This is called Skandasana. We want a long spine. You can have hands on the floor. Hands might come to your thigh or into heart center. Okay, take a breath. Hands can come back to the floor. We're going to swivel over to the back of the mat. So the toes will face the back, reorganizing into this low lunge, which we're then going to bring up into crescent lunge. One more breath here, low lunge. And then arms might come up. You can always use the support of your thigh or lengthen up or hands at heart center. One more breath. Okay, from here, hands come to the floor. So we're going to come into a standing stick. You might pop that foot up, walk it a little bit, or pop it right up off of the floor. So standing stick straightens that bottom leg, lengthens the spine in the top leg. Take one more breath, lift it high, and then step your feet together. Take a halfway lift and fold. Reach all the way up, and then hands to heart. Continuing the same way around the mat, we're going to step back with the right leg, crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Soften the shoulders, the face. One more breath here. And then bring the hands down, low lunge. You might even lengthen that back leg back a little bit if there's space. And then shifting our low lunge into Skandasana, so the left foot stays where it is. We walk over to the right, drop that heel. Left toes might pull up to the sky. Right leg bends and the right heel might come up as well. Taking a breath. Planting your hands, turning back to the top of the mat, so left heel drops, right foot turns. Finding your low lunge here for a moment. And coming up to your high lunge, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Smooth out the breath. And then bring your hands to the floor, standing stick, bringing the weight forward onto that right foot as the left leg lifts up nice and high. Try to use the full length of that right leg. One more breath. And then step the feet together. Take your halfway lift and fold. And reaching all the way up overhead. And then hands to heart. So we're going to finish one more. We're going to go back, sort of completing this ring of the circle. So we're going to step back with the left leg, finding crescent lunge. For 2 more breaths, almost pulling that right hip back, strong with the left leg. Soften the shoulders. Bring your hands down to the floor, this low lunge. And then turning over towards the left so the right foot stays where it is. And we switch so that the left leg bends and the right leg straightens, Skandasana. Toes might flex up as we lengthen the spine. One more breath. Hands come back down. We're going to turn to face the back of the mat here. Another low lunge. Coming back to your high lunge. Building some heat in the body. Hands come back to the floor, standing stick so that back leg might lift up. Reach it up as high as you can and then step your feet together. Come up halfway and fold. Reaching all the way up. And then hands to heart. Okay, last little quarter coming back around, stepping back with that left leg, crescent lunge. Okay, let's take one more breath here. Hands come down to the floor, low lunge. Might lengthen that back leg back if that works for you. And then coming into Skandasana, so the right foot can stay as we sort of swivel over, long side, bending the left, lengthening the right. Steady your gaze. And then replant your hands. Turning once again towards the top space of the mat, so that left foot will swivel forward. Low lunge here for a breath. Find a long spine and invite the support of the low belly coming up. Last time here, crescent lunge. And then back Hands to floor, standing stick. So front leg takes the weight as that back leg pops up. Lift it up as high as you can. And then step your feet together. Take your halfway lift and fold. Coming all the way up, reaching up. And then hands to heart. Take a breath here. Soften the shoulders. So we're going to add just a couple of twists, and then we'll be finishing up. So take a seat back into your chair pose. So we want to try to think about having the heart up high, the bum down low. Hands can stay at heart center. Twisting over to the right if it works for you. Elbow on thigh might give you a little swivel. You can always open the arms if that works for you, or you can be up nice and high with the hand on the thigh. Okay, let's come back through center and fold forward to release that. Take a breath and a long spine here. Coming back to chair pose, Utkatasana, dropping your seat. Hands coming to find their space. Connecting with the heart's really nice. Great way to get in tune with yourself. Twisting towards the left in a manner that works for you. Let's take one more. And then come back, fold forward. Separate your feet here. Taking a forward fold of your choice, so dangling elbows. Maybe you connect with your feet. Padangusthasana can be nice, long spine. Elbows out and the spine draws along over the legs. Take a breath here. Okay, we're going to release. Bring the toes out, maybe stepping a little bit wider towards the edges of your mat and bringing your seat down. So we're going to come into a squat. Nice yogi squat. You might have your elbows inside your thighs, trying to find a long spine and a sort of upright action right from the root, from your sitting bones all the way up to the top of your head. Take one more breath here. And coming down onto your seat. You can tuck your left heel in towards you. Right foot can find the floor on the shin or thigh side, as long as your seat is down, and taking a gentle twist. You can twist either towards or away from your thigh. And then coming back through center, and we'll do that on the other side.